What is it that it doesn't matter how much you like your friend, but if they do a specific thing. So let's say, for example, you don't like one of your boys mistreating their partners, and every time you see him cheat on their partner or lie or abuse or beat her up, whatever the case is, there's that thing of, you know what, dog, I can't stand this shit. Either you change or you're no longer my boy. So what?
But you as my friend, I cannot bring you home and then when I'm sorry from one of my sisters. When I'm sorry, Cherry.
What if you soulmate?
Oh yeah. It's either Munyala and as your friend. I'm expecting you who won't sell Lobola within 6 months.
You can't. So this guy was getting married, and I eavesdropped on, the conversation that he was having with like the guys who were just slightly above him in terms of, age and just experience, and you name it. And they were telling him to say, dude, now that you're married, you cannot chill with us anymore. And this comment is now coming from people who were not married at the time, to say, now that you're married, like or but you must know that you cannot chill with us anymore because your journey is totally different from ours.
It doesn't align.
We are gonna go clubbing, we're gonna see girls, we're gonna wanna mac on girls. When on the other hand,
I don't think nobody's entitled to do anything for you.
That's true.
But since we operate on emotions and relationships, you have that feeling that it's something they would do because we know each other. We have that connection. But if you really look at it from a clear standpoint, they don't have to do anything for you. Just like a stranger doesn't have to do anything for you. They have their own people that are close to you or around you. They have their own lives, their own paths, their own thought process, which they are going through.
Right. They understand, Hori, when I'm dating someone, I need to build with them. However, my 2000s, they want someone that's already built.
Already established.
They don't want to wait for nothing.
Yeah.
They will see someone that's building, they're going to call him broke. He's a broke nigga.
yeah.
So that's because, and I don't even blame them, because I understand how the times that they live in, everything is like this.
It's
especially
fast.
with the social media.
Yeah.
They just see people popping.
Yeah.
They just see people popping.
They want someone that's already established.
Exactly.
Hello, Street Squads. Welcome to GSL, Global Streetz Live. You are chilling with the crew as a matter of routine. I have my new guests. I'm sorry I did not introduce him the last time, but this is BK. He's a producer. He's an awesome rapper. This guy can rap, guys. Like, fuck. Rap is literally dead because we don't have people like him. But anyway, he's a multi-talented person. He's also a tattoo artist. I think the list can go on, but I think those are the three main things that he is. And welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
LSG, Lesejo, dope, fucking tunes. And you got my boy Kagiso at the back. Bareke Namani. Namani is it's a Tswana name for...
It means junior.
So I can't say what it actually means.
It means junior.
Okay. He doesn't want us to say what it means. And I'm OG. Thank you for tuning in. Global Streetz Live, as we said. We are back at it, and we are doing what we came to do, back in business. So, where are we?
Oh shit! Fuck. Hey,
and I gave you enough time to prepare as I was introducing. Like I went so long.
I got mesmerized. I forgot we're at work.
Oh shit. King But
So one of the topics in question now. So what is non-negotiable in friendships?
friendships.
Yeah.
When you say non-negotiable, meaning
Like you and I are boys.
if I had to do something, then we are no longer boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it that it doesn't matter how much you like your friend, but if they do a specific thing. So let's say, for example, you don't like one of your boys mistreating their partners. And every time you see him cheat on their partner or lie or abuse or beat her up, whatever the case is, there's that thing of, you know what, dog, I can't stand this shit. Either you change or you're no longer my boy. So what is it is non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable. Okay.
Well, look. If, for me, number one, if umura msadwa, if umura mfana, there's no fucking way.
That's child.
We're not doing this shit. But this one is a tricky one. This one is a tricky one. But you as my friend, I cannot bring you home and then wena ubona msari from one of my sisters. Ubona msari? Cherry?
What if you're soulmate?
Oh, yeah. It's either munyala and as your friend, I'm expecting you who sell lobola within 6 months.
You can't. But you're being unfair.
Oh,
Mama, you know why I'm saying you're being unfair? Because you're saying it's either munyala. So you must decide whether you want your boy to marry to be in any relationship with your sister or not. Because you're putting terms to it to say it's either munyala. That's only when you'll accept it. But you must remember, you must let a relationship start. It can't be that thing. It can't be that thing, Yori. I meet your sister for the first time and then I'm already saying I'm marrying her.
Okay,
I need to know
my
her.
sister then.
But
What if your sister
the thing
likes
is,
me?
LSG, what if, let's say, for example, Chi, he's an awesome guy.
But when
I never got to qala lenyalong. Because if Chi is shit, like I'm it's that thing of, I don't want you marrying my sister.
Oh, and I am an awesome guy, by the way. But anyway, let's go on.
Okay, I think also it depends on the kind of friend that you. If when we are out, when I scared, and then the next thing, ubona cherry from my sister, ain't no fucking way.
So what if your sister likes me? Like, as in like your boy?
I'm telling her, it's not gonna happen.
Or reject.
What if your sister says, "Don't change"?
Utlo change my friend.
Yes.
Kimangyen.
But I'm just saying, like, you know that it's no longer in your choice. It's no longer your choice.
I know, but in fact,
E be ba o jwetsa ba re, wena abuti ha o mfe ntho e yena ka ngfang yona.
nah, not my friend. Dog.
That's why I'm saying, like, I'm putting this situation to say, fine, maybe your friend is not necessarily like the one hunting, but now your sister's really interested in your friend. And you know that your friend is probably a playboy, but your sister's interested in your friend now.
She's pursuing that
She's
relationship.
pursuing the nigga. What are you going to do?
I'm telling her,
Regardless. Like, she's still insisting to say, it's fine, come change it.
So those are the only things you won't accept.
But like, if it's the sister pursuing the friend, does that really count as the friend being the non-negotiable with the friend? Because
It can, yes.
It still
sister
can,
now.
because
You
if
can
I'm
sever the
interested-
ties with the friend. Because now you're putting the in your friend's court that my sister likes you and I can see you ready to pursue it, but just know that if you become my sister's partner, we no longer friends.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wangithola.
Mara ke tlo bona, Steve. You are an in-law now. You're no longer a friend, you're an in-law.
brothers.
We are brothers, yeah.
Exactly. You have now escalated. You're no longer a friend, you're a brother now.
Some pizza spare da spare zo kana yi. Kim sebetsi ko jarateng.
But that's a tough one.
What up, PK? What's your non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I think for me it's stealing. You can't be my friend and you steal from me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that
makes
one
sense.
should be a no-brainer, because if you did show me, like, there's no point where you should feel like you should steal from
Yeah,
me,
yeah, true.
and I'm still gonna be your friend after that. So
It
for
makes
me,
sense
stealing,
because it screams this unloyal,
Yeah.
Disrespectful,
Disrespect, yeah.
untrustworthy.
untrustworthy,
Yes, bro.
what you call envious or jealous.
Yeah.
It screams all that.
And if you could do it to your friend, imagine the other people you could do it to.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as if he's in trouble, he might even frame you.
Yeah.
Practically.
On a backbone, Nicho. You know, as a friend, you can ask,
He can steal your girlfriend even.
dog. What's your
I think, mine is a bit broad. Like, I think it's just plain loyalty. And in the sense of, like, you have to just be honest with me, regardless of what the fuck you're going through in your life. Like, fine, you might hide some things in terms of your own personal shit, but just be honest, just be transparent, just be whatever. Like, don't go against my back or behind my back and maybe talk bad about me. And I think another one that I'm gonna talk about is jealousy, which is very difficult to actually pick up in the beginning or whatever. We can be with the friend for like the longest of time and only find out after a while that they're actually envious of you or jealous of you and so
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I think with me it's just loyalty and just or loyalty, honesty, and jealousy. Like, if you're jealous of me, then it raises a concern to say what lengths are you gonna go through to either sabotage me or ensure that I don't get what I want in life. Whereas I'm your boy, I'm rooting for you, I want good for us, I want us to do well together. But I don't know that you're actually jealous of me, meaning you are drawing me back.
Yeah.
so
I also feel like jealousy also, it links back to also stealing.
Yeah.
So yeah, jealousy is
Yo.
that one's the biggest one.
It's
And
the biggest
also
one. It's difficult to see. That's another thing.
And it's also difficult to prove in some cases.
true.
You can't call out that it's a feeling. So without concrete evidence, you
Yeah.
can't really prove
Prove
that
it.
someone
Yeah,
is
you're
jealous. But it's a feeling that you have,
Yeah.
and it's the most dangerous thing
It
that
is.
can happen.
and you know, when they
Ah, it is.
separate good friends, they go for jealousy.
Exactly.
Because as you're saying, it's difficult to prove.
It is.
So they plant
And
the
you
seed in your
make a
head,
very good point
and you
to say-
and you run with it.
It's difficult to prove because now, yes, I've watched the movie. I think nearly Konji, who did Face Off,
Nicolas Cage,
and the other guy,
John Travolta.
John Travolta. John Travolta's in another movie. I can't remember what it was, where they literally, the guy who's now going after him, I think he killed his family. Like, John Travolta killed that guy's family, and that guy was like revenging. And what that guy did is that he made he made it look like John Travolta's driver was sleeping with his wife. And John Travolta ended up killing his driver, whereas his driver was actually not into women, practically. Like, that guy made it. So I'm just coming back to the planting of,
The idea in someone's
yes,
head.
like, you're literally planting jealousy, you're planting antagonizing.
You know, Dame Dash, one of the guys that taught Jay-Z how to monopolize or to be a businessman.
Okay.
He was saying that he doesn't like surrounding himself with niggas or guys.
Yeah.
And reason being is that no man wants to see another man be above him. So we can be a group of guys, but we can't look at G and G, he ranks above us. It's all good when we're all on the same level. Once one guy starts to make it, that's all what Utla terms about Ice Boy and whatnot. They were all boys until one bloomed and started making it. Then the other one by default over Ice Boy. That's going to breed jealousy and envy.
Everyone wants to be dominant.
Yeah, everyone wants to be king. I mean, it's part of the nature of being a guy. You don't want to report to someone else, especially in a social environment. But at work, it's fine. You know it's a professional environment. In a social environment, it's difficult to say, hey, geez, better. But if we're all on equal paths, then it's ignorant.
To be honest, I do somehow disagree with that because I've been in positions where there's people who are either younger than me and older than me who are in my social circle who I can actually refer to as friends, boys, but I've never really felt like any sort of I wish I was him or any sort of he's
thing
bigger than me.
is-
Maybe
man.
it goes to treatment. If you're bigger than
Check
me in
this
terms
out.
of
Check this out.
financial,
don't draw perspective of how you treat people and how people will treat you if the tides were reversed. Because remember, friendship is sometimes you might give your all and they don't reciprocate that energy.
okay.
Understand that. So things are gonna change too. There's no way who now you worth millions, I mean thousands, then you worth millions, then worth billions, and you expect to be the same. There's no way.
You know,
The way you think, the way you conduct yourself is gonna differ. And someone of your friend who's stagnant, also change. It's just your life has changed because life is always evolving and
So it's
changing.
perspective.
Yeah, and what does that? Once I say, no, they're already envious.
Yeah, they're already
Your
envious.
slightest downfall, they're looking forward towards.
Yeah, they're looking forward to it.
They're
Yeah.
praying.
They pray.
They're praying that you fall.
you know, the other thing that we need to understand about friendships is that you need to understand, Hori, your friends are friends. You need to have friends for different things in your life. Because you can't have friends that you do everything with together.
Yeah.
But
For an example, I do know, Hori, my friends that I do business with, it's you guys, right? Whenever I see you, it's because of business. And there's a friendship there too, right?
Sure.
I have friends that I know who I need to hit up if I want to go out.
Sure.
I have my childhood friend. Whenever we link up, we speak about things that we probably link up maybe once after 3 months. And then we're catching up on what we got up to. He's married. I'm living my life. I'm trying to do 1, 2, 3 in my life. So we catch up on what we've been doing. And we catch up on, I've been seeing your podcast on the socials. I see your DJing thing, it's going. I'm seeing the numbers. And the other time, my childhood friend was telling me, Mfana, don't be... I know it looks like I'm not supporting, but I am supporting in the shadows. I can see you moving, right? So you need to understand, Hori, you need to have friends in different things. You can't have the same friends that you grew up
everything.
with. Mfana, at some point, some of these friends you're going to grow up out with, and you're going to see them once after whatever. That's because, and we're talking about someone, the friend that I'm talking about, my childhood friend, I've known that we went to the same goddamn crèche with that nigga. Right? Went to the same primary school. We used to see each other literally each and every day. When we were teenagers, each and every single day. As soon as we started working, I'm gonna win. You know, win some, you lose some.
it's the game.
The game is cold sometimes.
But you know what you're saying, now? It's what I always tell people, Hore. There's no one size fit all.
Exactly.
There's a friend for clubbing. There's a friend for business. There's a friend. So, for example, ne, and sometimes your friends you outgrow them, and it's nothing personal. There's a friend that you know who get intellect. If you wanna grow smarter or just have an opinion, you're gonna call that person. It's about okay joke. If I'm gonna go party, whatever, I'm gonna let the joke You understand? And what people don't understand is as soon as this party friend now becomes a party pooper, basically his purpose of what brought you guys together is no
gone.
longer there.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you now then they're going to replace you with someone else who's going to have that same goal with them. And it's nothing personal. Go refer that you guys don't have the same goal in life. You're no longer reading the same chapter or page in the same book. And it's a thing of, you part ways and you live.
And what you're saying is so true, because I remember there was actually a time where my uncle's friend was getting married, And my uncle is not so far off in terms of just like age difference from me. So I could like chill with them. Ke godile le bone practically. So this guy was getting married and I eavesdropped on, you know, the conversation that he was having with like the guys who were just slightly above him in terms of, you know, age and just experience and you name it. And they were telling him to say, dude, now that you're married, you cannot chill with us anymore. And this comment is now coming from people who were not married at the time. To say, now that you're married, like lenyalong la gago vandag, ne? Or lenyalong la gago maobane, but you must know that you cannot chill with us anymore because your journey is totally different from ours.
It doesn't align.
We are gonna go clubbing, we're gonna see girls, we're gonna wanna mac on girls. When on the other hand, you cannot be in that circle because it's either you're gonna feel pressure or in those girls that we're getting, one of those are going to want you. But you have a home that you need to go back to, type of thing. You get up on. So what you're saying is that the caliber of, not caliber, but as time goes, there are people that you are going to like shed off and people who would actually match your caliber, if I may put it.
Different situations cause for different type of friends.
Yeah.
And that's true. There's this entrepreneur, Anacho Are, when he got divorced, this guy actually came to him is like, well, what he saw, Hore, a lot of deals that he was getting was through his marriage. So we might look, for example, in the insurance field, when you're married, your premium becomes slightly less than someone who's single. Because you're less likely to be reckless. Like,
yeah, you've got a wife to
that's what they were saying.
They were saying,
So when I can tell you, yo, it's 10 o'clock, I need to go home, guys.
Yeah, the responsibility is different.
Yeah. I understand. Even if there's no kids yet, I have a woman at home, I need to go home. So what you're saying is that they look at your life.
Yeah.
Are you married? Are you single? Do you have kids? That's okay, bring your partner through. I'm hosting you guys for dinner. They also check what type of partner you married to.
Yeah.
Is it someone that's self-respecting, well-composed, educated, or it's a hood rat? And those affect you, believe it or not.
Hood rat is crazy.
Now affect. So it makes sense when Nabajo your uncle, you can't
It did.
hang out
Around us anymore. Yeah.
Around us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now another question I want to pose, guys, is in your guys' personal lives, what experiences have you faced that have shaped who you are today? That you find that if you didn't go through them, you wouldn't be the person that you are now.
I think I'm going to mention just a few. So I went to boarding school. Yeah? And that on its own was like a very difficult phase in the beginning as a child. Because I think I went to boarding school when I was like in grade 7. When I started grade 7, that's when I went to boarding school. I'm still a baby, like proper baby, grade 7. It's not even like high school type of thing. So that's one thing that I feel has shaped me as an individual. Because when I look at the type of environment that I might have actually been in before I went to boarding school, and I look at the type of parents that I had, my father was busy. My mother was more on the softer side in terms of reprimanding. You get what I mean? And I feel like as a boy child, and the environment that I was probably growing in, I was going to be in the wrong circles. And going to boarding school, I would say, firstly shaped me. Nah?
Okay.
And then another thing is, these are journeys. I think the type of father that I had was a very strict father. When I look at it back then, I saw him as a total asswipe. But when I look at him now, I feel like you were harsh because you knew you were raising a man.
Yeah.
And if it were not because of how harsh you were, I would have probably turned out
To be
soft. And even like just I would probably be on drugs, in jail, or dead, practically. You get what I mean? Yeah, I think those are like the two main things that actually come to my mind that I would say have shaped me as a person, or the journeys that I went through as an individual. And if I had not gone through those journeys, I would not necessarily be where I'm at right now in terms of discipline.
Yeah. And I relate very much with you. My mom was very soft. Dad, opposite.
Yeah.
How can I say, like a general?
Yeah,
Soldier
practically,
general. Yeah. So now for me, I'd say a transition between two worlds. One very fortunate and the other one unfortunate.
Yeah.
So it teaches you to have different perspectives in life.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So one, it shows you, for example, once you move to the pubs and you have money and all that, it teaches you self-worth.
Yeah.
Now, if one can check at times, culture kokasi can be toxic. Where you buy about diesel, you buy about ing, you buy these expensive cars, but
You can't afford them, yeah.
to a certain extent, it's lack of self-worth. Not that I'm speaking down on Batu, but it's kind of they in an identity crisis.
Yeah.
And instead
Mostly it
establishing
is
themselves.
identity,
Yes.
yeah.
So now, it's nice when you get it at a young age. Okay, a teacher out chica, or you go to a white school. You know how to speak up for yourself. You know how to stand up for yourself. You establish an identity from really at that point. And when you grow up, you already have that identity established. Onka restaurant but it's a meal, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Take it back and
take it
get
back
me
and
another
fucking give me
order.
what I want to.
Rather than if you that timid boy
just take
who
it.
grew up kokasi,
Yeah.
you know what?
Let's just have it, yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So it and the unfortunate part, it teaches you the human aspect of things. Ubuntu. Well, when you didn't have, someone came in clutch for you. You understand that? On the other end, you don't rely on anyone because got a pub stock, like people mind their business.
People mind their business,
They don't
yeah.
give a fuck about you.
Exactly.
Kokasi, people they
Are
mind your
very-
business,
yeah.
but they also like there for you.
There for you,
Wakho no
practically.
fihla, or you know what?
You're working together,
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's like
Ke shota ka
ubuntu, yeah.
tswekere, kopa
Izandla
uni,
zageza, no,
yeah,
understand
yeah.
that. So I think for me, those are what had taught me to be the person that I am.
Yeah.
That I can transition into both worlds and understand exactly where the person is coming from
Yeah.
and adapt to many
Yes.
situations.
True. No, that
Yeah,
straight up.
Shit. I think the first one for me would have to be, so because of being the last born, well, Mark, right? Well, Liko Papa, what am I saying? Being the last born, when you guys are saying, your father was the general and then but your mother was the natural,
Yeah.
the soft one. My mother was never that. My mother was never that. So Kihuti Kili Mama's boy, right? But Kili Mama's boy that knows who Nali Mama, that doesn't take shit. Right? Which for me, it helped me because of my mother not taking shit, I was able to be scared to get involved in many things that teenagers get involved in. Right? Kiditsubile dikata kuskolo. Right? I didn't really dwell on them because firstly, they didn't do shit to me. And it could be a couple of times, even after high school, right? But Nsekidi try, so I know even if I can like them, I can't be involved in this shit. Because mama kaunali sambo kuda going to she's going to move me. Right?
Yeah.
So that definitely did make me stay out of a lot of troubles. For an example, there's a friend of mine, a friend of mine back then that I used to be friends, and a nigga that I used to be friends with. As soon as he started being in the teenager mode and he started smoking, I had to remove myself from him.
Okay.
Or one, I had to remove myself from him. The things that teenagers are doing, koskolong, I had to make sure I stay away
You're not part of them.
from all of those
Yeah.
things, right? Which is another thing. When I go high school, it helps for ubepar.
Yeah, true.
It
Bare,
really
there's a saying in Tswana, bare, "Gabo le kwala a go liwi."
exactly.
Which in direct, translation, how do I even translate this? But where you,
I give them homework, dog. Those who don't understand, I give them
There's a
homework.
Zulu saying that says exactly the same thing
Yeah.
verbatim. So that's one thing that shaped me. The other thing, so it shaped me to be also the person that doesn't. I operate, but I don't usually bring emotions.
okay,
Right.
okay.
But
Definitely, yeah.
ha ke bona lenyatso, I make sure. I
Okay.
think that's, even though I don't want to bring emotions, but ha ke bona lenyatso, I react.
Yeah.
I can't help myself,
Yeah,
right?
true.
The other thing that helps me to operate these days, right? And this is something I've been interested in now, in my adult years. It's watching a lot of these agenda network prison stories.
Oh, okay.
Those fucking things, they make me scared
Panic, yeah. You
of prison.
you look at it and be like, "Fuck, this is not where I want to be."
Mfana, I listen to those stories and I'm thinking to myself, each and every single person that goes on to those shows, they will tell you, "Oh, bona nearly number one Mfana outside." Everyone was very fearful of them.
Yeah, but when they
As
went
soon as they
in,
get in there,
they were
you
Nobody.
are a fucking nobody.
Yeah.
In
Or
fact,
somebody's wife.
Mntwanenyani is gonna
It
come
will
to
want
you
some
and tell
say,
you,
yeah.
"Oh, wena,
Osala.
wena."
Yeah.
Napo bawuthaba kokasi.
Dog.
Uvayile so bawuthaba lino. Mntwanenyani la ka mo gare is telling you shit.
Dog.
You want to
become
win
a
some
wife.
side.
Ross. Bradford. Become a wife.
Wawena those stories, dog. I always say, "Oh, there's nothing. I'm not scared of anything in life,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
prison.
Yeah, yo, prison.
I am not scared of
Yeah, but
anything."
very fun.
When every time ki qabana le motho, I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, even if I can try to fight with them, I can't twaris, and I cannot
Practically.
afford to go to
Yeah,
prison.
True. You
I
think twice,
cannot afford to go there, dog.
You think twice.
Hey, prison is a scary place, you know.
It's
Right,
very
it is.
scary, especially just from stories. You haven't seen anything.
You haven't
hear
seen
stories.
anything from stories, fella.
Ooh, Fana.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. Prison.
It's my
Yeah,
biggest.
it is. I think it's
Look
every
what's up,
decent
Boondocks.
man.
Konjeke mang ole.
It's every
Tom.
decent man's.
That episode,
when
they're anally rape. Every time I babua, there was a time he been at the music, yeah, the wife of the iPod, because I'm gonna get arrested. I'm scared of anally rape. Like the whole episode, he's scared to be prison, only to find himself
Yeah.
for prison. And what's your take, BK? What?
For me, I have a lot of. There's a lot, but I think the biggest is being around the right people and having the best of both worlds, whether it's struggling or prosperity.
Yeah.
So viewing it and living in both of those worlds, really, it shows you life from a bigger perspective.
Yes.
You understand how it feels to be in this situation and how people are in that situation,
Behave,
and
yes.
vice versa in the other situation. So another big thing for me is it's parents. I know it's not one specific thing that happened to me, but parents really shape you on who you
Yeah.
are gonna be.
Yeah.
So with me, just understanding that I need to behave a certain way because this is how my parents brought me up. And like you were saying, being scared to like disappoint your parents and staying out of trouble because you know what it would do for you. And yeah, siblings as well, you know, like me as well, I'm also the last born. So seeing what my siblings go through, the mistakes they made,
Yes.
all the positives they done, I'm
learn
viewing
from
it
that,
from
yeah.
that perspective of how can I change? How can I learn from what they've done? So it's been many experiences with friends,
Yeah.
parents, siblings. Just surrounding yourself with all types of people shows you how life truly is.
Yeah.
You need to be around bad people to know how
Yes.
bad people are and
Yeah.
how where they will get you. You need to be around good people to know where that will get you. So
And that's a good point you
Yeah,
make.
having
To
the
say,
best
Learn
of
from
both
everyone
worlds.
that comes
learn
into your life.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It's a
To say
beautiful
you're learning
point.
from the bad, you're learning from the good, and they are both important in society.
So
And
speaking
just
of
learning.
I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
add
yeah.
one thing, right? So the other thing that really shaped me, it's getting fired many times.
so how that shape you?
I wouldn't even say, or when the firing, I mean, those niggas, like I said before, never nsukela those motherfuckers. But I've learned gore vele ko spanning ke a sokodisa. Le teng ke sokodisa if one sokodisa, right? To the managers, right? But I have learned gore all those situations of not working, there's nothing that's worse than not working.
Yeah.
Usina 5 rand, 5 rand.
Dog.
Do you know house spanning 5 rand is such a
a
lot of
lot.
money.
It's a lot of money, my man.
And wabona na ibile I've got this pride thing too, which is
Yes.
fucking worse.
Yeah, which makes
Especially
it worse.
if I find myself in that situation.
Yes.
My mom used to force me to come and take food because we were not staying together, right? She used to force me, and I'll tell her no. And then she's like, okay, it's fine. And then the next thing she's sending me a message telling me, "Ho, ke batla ho ruma ko toropong kae kae lo ngrekela ntho e so." When I get there, she's like, take this food.
That's so nice of her.
When I get there, she's like, "Tata lo kudla." That time I
Shame,
can't
man.
even
Like,
say
fuck.
anymore.
That's actually quite deep. Like your pride is to that extent. Like I would expect you to
I'll
have
stop,
pride
dog.
for everybody else but your family or your mother.
I can't.
Like for you to have pride for your mother is
the
like
thing is,
that shit.
I have been a provider for so long.
Yes,
So
yes,
when
yes,
I
okay,
have not
okay.
contributed towards that food, I
Then
can't
you
take
feel
it
like
because
shit. Yeah,
I'm
true.
thinking to myself, they've had to pander this food from somewhere because I was providing it.
Hey.
You know, just to
Now I'm taking it from them.
just to derive a bit. I know it's not one of the topics, but it's what ekhawatsang batho ba pa, especially merchants, that what you once was, once you live in your former shadow, you're unable to.
Can't
That's why,
adapt.
that's why Machita is scared to ask. It was that yo na ka dinako tsa ka ne ke provide. No, tshwantse ke kope. It's like it throws. It's like they're not human anymore.
True. Like you've
but-
lost your dignity as a man.
yeah, that's why
And then-
bagcina ba bang ba iqisha ba, I can't
Exactly.
anymore. No, I'm not
Exactly.
someone who begs
And that's another driver, yeah, suicide in men to say, if I can no longer be able to, if I'm no longer able to provide,
What's the worth?
what is the point of like living? You know what?
And also, it's the thing.
But it's
because
also society because
That
we
puts
as
that
men
pressure,
Yeah.
come from a society that says you are the provider. You're supposed to make a plan. So if you can't make a plan anymore, you're disregarded. You're no longer a man.
You exiled from that
Practically,
society.
yeah.
If you
when
can't-
with my situation, it's not even a society thing, right? Now I take pride in providing.
Yeah.
I take very pride in providing. That is why you'll never see me complain. And the Kuntlung, to be honest with you, they don't even demand anything, right? It's there and there when something is finished and then they're gonna come to me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what I usually provide is enough
Yeah.
for until the next paycheck.
But for the mere
Basically,
fact,
right?
or whatever the case is, it's because your conditioning of that I'm a provider
Exactly.
and you not being able to provide, it feels like you're leeching off them.
Exactly. It unfortunately does take away. Well, when I think my pride is very, because there was a time where I lost a job, so I got a job, and then I lasted a month in that job, and then they fired me. Right after firing me, I had a choice of going back to the previous job that I had before this new one that I got fired at. Right, but I didn't. My pride was telling me, "Oh, you're not going there. You're going to look for another one." That time I have a choice of going back. So for me, it's bad, but it's because I take pride in providing. If I can't provide anymore, I feel like
dog.
something.
Yeah.
I feel like something is missing.
Like, but there is something missing. It's not even that you feel like something is
there
missing.
is
Something is missing.
So just to because I do see we are a bit time strained. What are you leaving in 2024 that you don't want to go into 2025 with?
Being broke.
Being broke. Being
Number
broke.
one. I think for me, it's number one, being broke, honestly, and also being too content, being too comfortable. I think something needs to change this year. I mean, next year, actually. That's what I need to leave. Being too comfortable with what I have, knowing that I can aim for more
You
and
can
higher.
achieve more.
Yeah.
So that thing of knowing, I'm working, I'm making money, that's cool, but there's always a new level you can reach. And you can't reach that level by being too comfortable.
You have
with
to
what
take
you have.
risks.
Yeah, you have to put yourself under pressure and you have to adapt to that pressure. So, but number one is being broke. That's to stay this year. Next year, things are changing next year.
Definitely.
Thank you, my boy.
You know, just to hard and chuck, just to speak on what BK is saying, right? It's the very same thing that made me, because I've been speaking to you about this other YouTube channel that I wanted to start, right?
Yeah.
Which was the idea behind it was to have three things that I do, which is usually is the podcasting thingy, the DJing thingy, as well as that YouTube channel that I wanted to start, right?
Sure.
I thought to myself, Jorge, but I can't do that YouTube channel when I haven't put the effort in the DJing thing, which is the reason why I started posting more about it, the clips and shit, because I sat there and I thought to myself, what are you doing? You're just gonna come and do the pulse wave thing and then sit like that and then you think you're gonna be booked? Who's seeing you?
Nah.
Because not everyone that can book you is on YouTube.
Yeah.
How are they finding you on YouTube even?
Sure.
What are the chances of them even seeing you? So I thought to myself, you're not putting any effort in this DJing thing. But now you want to do something else. That's why I was like, you know what? Let me park this idea of this YouTube thing. I'm probably going to do it later on because it's still in my mind. But let me push this shit that I haven't been pushing. That's why I'm starting. I mean, I told you the last time, you keep on sending me these clips on TikTok.
Oh, those white guys.
And I'm like, I'm telling you, Mfana, you know what? You know, I don't like being the center of attention. And when I'm posting those clips, they're looking at me.
Yeah.
I have to be the center of attention.
Must invite that pressure.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, Mfana, it's either you go fully in or you don't do it at all, because doing pulse wave only, you're doing nothing. You need to do every other thing else regarding that thing. That's why I started pushing with it. You can go, my nigga, before I give
You
my
go
things.
And also that's another thing I wanna leave behind.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kagiso about texting him like 2 days ago, being too passive with your ambition and with your work. Being too passive is not gonna get you anywhere.
So you need to like fight.
You need to be aggressive, because people at the top, they were aggressive to get there. Now you being passive,
It's slow motion.
You know, they like to say it's a dog eat dog world.
Yeah.
It's a jungle. So in order for you to be the leader of the pack, you can't
You
just
need
go
to
there
be
and say
there.
rah rah
Yeah,
rah.
exactly. You need to fucking
you need to
roar.
fucking bite people.
Yeah,
you need to roar. You need
like
to maul
motherfucker, yeah,
those
practically.
the shit out of those people.
Yeah.
So you know, one of the reasons I like watching action movies, like Ashabalito Godfather, they'll tell you it's not personal, it's business. They might do the most heinous things or evil things to you, and they'll look at you, LSG, I didn't do this because I hated you. I did this because where I want to be,
needs to
I
be
had
in
to
the way
do
of-
it. Yeah.
it needs to be done.
If you hate me for what I did, it's all good and dandy. But I had to do what I had
Yeah.
to do. So I think with the aggression, you need to go full force.
Wild.
Whether you step on other people's toes, so be it. But
Fuck
you
it,
need to
yeah,
reach your goals. Yeah. So
Practically.
as much as I share the same sentiments with you guys, now something that will be different. It will be people pleasing.
Okay. Yeah.
And what I mean people pleasing, as much as you will be self-conscious about that, you have this thing in your mind, abantu bazuthi.
Yeah.
And
Hey, that's a very important one. Eh?
yeah, you, to a certain extent, you are scared to put in your all.
You're eating yourself.
Yeah, because one, you're scared to embarrass yourself. You're scared to be laughed at. You're scared to be told
That's
shit
another
like,
thing.
yeah, like
No.
you're doing
Holding
too
yourself
much.
back.
Yeah, I understand. You're scared to get that criticism in your head. You think you're the fucking greatest things ever. Like all you should receive is compliments. But one thing you don't understand is people don't even think about you. Even when they laugh at you, it'll be for that 5 minutes.
Right,
After
yeah.
that, they forgot about
And it's
you.
funny how you mentioned that earlier on in the week, actually. But now that you're saying that, like, okay, this is what or where I'm at. I don't know. Are you done? Was that the only one?
Yeah.
Now, for me, is overthinking. I think overthinking
That's a silent killer.
it's a silent killer. Overthinking brings procrastination. Because now here you are, you're overthinking. Should I not? Should I? You know, like you're like on the fence. Like you don't know whether you should go or you should just go back. And now, from my personal experience, overthinking has done a lot of damage and a lot of opportunities missed because I overthought shit.
Kills creativity
It
as well.
kills creativity up, you know, because you're sitting there thinking, fuck, am I good enough? Am I the best for this shit? Will I be able to play this role? Will I be able to do this? You know, but
Imposter syndrome.
whereas if you had just gone with the shot and say, fuck it, let me go in there. What if I come back with it? Because what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Get rejected?
You know when
Fine.
Kazan ne? Ka overthink. I don't care how do talk. But cover kokasi ne?
Yeah.
Because if it was up to me, I know we all overthinkers here.
Yeah.
But one thing about LSG, ne, you will say, here's an idea, let's do it. And I'll tell him every excuse in the world why not to do it. And he'll just say, next week, Monday, we're doing it. And I'll just say, okay, sharp, we go with it. It's similar to, fuck, I like that hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat it as well.
Man.
But when she gets here, but hey, Konja have something to do. And they leave just the two of you
Freeze,
guys.
yeah, practically.
And you find in some cases it works very well, and you find because she also had a liking for you
Yes.
but without that push, you wouldn't have done it.
You wouldn't have done it,
You would
yeah.
have found every excuse not to do it.
yeah.
Why? Because of overthinking.
Exactly.
Is that pressure as well? No, people are so
Yo.
afraid of pressure.
Exactly.
They're so afraid of pressure, but
It
pressure,
goes back to what you're saying as pressure goes back to Bazotini. Because I think a lot of pressure comes from the outcome of Bazotini.
we
And I
invite-
think and I'm sorry to say this, but we black people have the Bazotini syndrome more than
Mindset,
any other
yeah.
people in the world.
and we invite that thing to ourselves for no reason.
For no reason, dog.
It's
For no
unwanted
reason.
pressure, which it doesn't really create growth.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It pushes
It
you
kills.
back into your shell.
Yo, it kills. Like, yeah, and you're right. It pushes it back in your shell. Because you come out, you're like, okay, should I? Maybe it's not for me.
Eish, nah, not,
You know,
not today.
this thing also speaks on. I don't know who was asking me on my WhatsApp, Arimona. Why don't you ever post the coming up videos on your WhatsApp? Right? I don't usually post them.
Oh, yeah, you actually don't.
I
yeah.
literally, I would share them everywhere else,
Everywhere else
not
but
on
your
my
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp,
Yeah.
right?
I've noticed that, Joe.
And I was explaining to that person, yes, at first it was that thing, these people know me. And I know some of them, they're going to judge me and say, well, Foster, right? Or Foster, Bona, or Psychics, make you understand? But I told that person, yes, at first it was like that, but at some point I realized, the people that are going to support you, it's not the people that you know.
And in most cases, that's how it is.
That's true.
The people that you know are not the ones that support
A
you.
couple of times that I've posted those coming up videos of the podcast, no one has ever commented on them and sent me a text about
True.
it.
True.
No one.
True.
Meaning, I don't have to show these people. These are people that know me personally, and it's fine.
True.
Let them know me personally, but I'm not looking at them to support the shit.
And unfortunately, that's just the same with business.
Well, but
Even
now-
though this is a business, but is that thing your ring? If you were in a business of like either service or selling, the same thing would happen.
Yeah.
Those that actually know you are not gonna come and
In
buy
fact, they
from
want
you.
to exploit you.
Yeah,
Instead,
the ones closest to you, they're not really looking to support. They
Yeah.
want whatever you have. If it's a business, they're gonna want it for free.
For free, yeah,
In
because they
in
know you.
most cases, yeah.
Yeah.
I want car, I want car discount.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas Mutasa TV are the ones that are gonna support you more than ever.
exactly.
Exactly. It's the same reason why you will see me posting the DJing videos everywhere else except
But
for my
your
WhatsApp.
platform, yeah. And this makes so much
So-
sense because
so-
I can relate to this shit.
Here's a question.
I remember Linda, and I khampine, but at work I used to, because I'm a chef, I cook. I used to literally sell food. I would go there and like sell food and you name it. You get it? But I realized that those that actually were very close and knew me did not buy.
Of course.
And
there
if
was.
they bought, they'll be like, "Ah, you know what, I like
Slight
the fucking
discount.
food. This tastes good, but just drop your price."
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude, this is fucking exclusive foods. Like, this is not just papa and nyama and shit. This is shit that is like, that you buy at restaurants.
Sure.
There
I'm
was one-
selling it for a cheaper price already.
What, like discount?
You know, man. And then I realized that those that did not know me were supporting me more
Yeah.
than those that actually did. You know, man. I would get random approaches to be like, "Hey, are you Witty? Yes, yes. Yeah, I heard about that you whatever. Can you maybe fix me something tomorrow, whatever, whatever?" Like, I'm like, what do you want? Like, okay, and I'll be like, and I'll send you my menu, and then you will pick from that, and then I'll bring it tomorrow, type of thing. And it was that thing. I got more of those that did not know me than those that actually did. Which, yes,
So
It's a crazy thing. 'Cause also me, when I was looking at the analytics with my music,
yeah,
it's people that are not around me. It's people that are streaming my music. It's people from outside provinces,
Yes.
even outside the country. But when you
Yes.
look at people that are around you, that
you know,
you would
yeah.
expect these
To
guys,
support.
Yeah, but they're never the ones.
they're
But
never the ones.
yeah, it's a weird conversation, but
Yes.
it relates to everyone, not just in one specific
So-
factor.
now my
Let-
question.
Can I just say something before you? I know Hore, you've been wanting to say something.
It's a room cutter, yeah.
The other thing I wanted to comment on is the Abantu Bazotin thing, right?
Yeah.
I have gone past through that thing, dog. That is why half the time I don't operate with emotions. Because it is these emotions that are going
That
to make you doubt
creates,
yourself.
yes,
right?
yes,
You
yes,
become
yes.
emotional about something that you're just supposed to do and put it out there.
Yeah.
Just do it and put it out there.
Ends at once.
It's gonna do whatever it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's already out there,
Yeah.
right? And it's also the same thing. I remember there was a time where you told me, Jorge, Lisego can wear the same outfit 3 episodes
Oh, yes,
just
yes, I
because we
remember that
wrote,
comment.
just because we shot on the same day. My nigga, I don't give a shit anymore.
And if anybody
And you
doesn't give a fuck, bro.
you shouldn't give a
This
fuck.
guy doesn't give a fuck, bro.
I don't give a shit anymore. The thing is, in my head, I'm telling myself, oh, as soon as I give a fuck about one thing,
You're
then I'm fully
compromising
in.
yourself.
You
Yeah.
hold yourself back.
Then I'm
like you
fully
did.
in.
No?
Let me not just operate with emotions at all.
But you know, the question I wanted to pose ne, is similar to before you came in with the Abantu Bazotin. Ne? So I'll make 2 questions in one. Ne?
Sure.
Are the people close to you, one, entitled or obliged to help you with your growth? Ne?
In whatever that you're doing.
Yeah. So, and the second question is, would you support your partner, family members, or friends until they make it? So basically, it's 2 questions tied in one.
I don't think nobody's entitled to do anything for you.
That's true.
But since we operate on emotions and relationships, you have that feeling that it's something they would do because we know each other. We have that connection. But if you really look at it from a clear standpoint, they don't have to do anything for you. Just like a stranger doesn't have to do anything for you. They have their own people that are close to you or around you. They have their own lives, their own paths, their own thought process, which they are going through. So for you to only view the world as if it's your own world is not how things should be. The world doesn't only revolve around you. So people have their own lives. They have stuff to do as well. So for them to support you, it's a choice that they make, but it's not a thing that they have to do. And the thing of supporting people around you, it's tough, but I think it comes down to a couple of things for me, which is the discipline. Do they have the discipline to keep on going, to really pursue what they want to do?
They want to.
And another thing is the passion for it. Is there a passion and a work ethic towards this thing? I mean, it doesn't make sense supporting someone who
It's not
is
there.
half in, half out.
Yeah.
That's true.
You are also wasting your time,
True.
and your effort investing in that
In them,
person.
yeah.
So you have to view all these things step by step. And yeah, that's why I think that people should take time into investing someone by viewing everything around them.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You want us to go in first?
So when it comes to entitlement, I just feel like if you are able to help, then just help. I just feel like there are people in your immediate circle who are able to assist. But if, let's say, for instance, you are my brother, or you are my cousin, or you are my family member or friend, and you don't know that I need a job, fine, it might not necessarily be your fault, Anton. But if I'm coming to you and I'm like, Lesejo, I'm out of a job, I need help to get a job, and you've got a plug, and you're not like helping me in this, dire situation that I might be in, then I think entitlement will immediately kick in to say, I feel like because you know my situation and you've got the capability or the ability to actually help me, but you choose not to, then I think entitlement in this situation will be like on a higher bar.
Sure.
Than it would be if no satavi. Yes, going back to what BK said when he said you're not obliged to assist.
I was about to say, Jorge,
It is not in your place.
even though it kicks
True.
in, you do understand.
You don't
Jorge,
have
They
to.
don't have to.
They don't have to. However, when it comes back to emotions, like he said, when it comes to friendship,
Relationships,
when it comes to relationship,
connections.
connection, that on its own should say, I don't want to see you suffer.
That's true.
And let me tell you something. And I'm sorry to put this example. It's going to be a bit hard, but I have to say it. Black people do not like helping each other. I observe other races. I observe coloreds, I observe Indians, and I observe white people.
Sure.
These three races are they're very in touch with their people, especially Indians. Have you ever seen an Indian beggar in Gauteng?
No.
The reason why you will see a white beggar, but you'll never see an Indian beggar. The reason why you don't see an Indian beggar is because Indians, very collective.
Teamwork.
They do teamwork. They don't give a shit where you're from. They don't give a fuck what your surname is, but they fucking see you suffering. They'll be like, hey, I'm sorry, but what kind? Come. I've got a job for you.
Sure.
You're not going to be sitting here loitering in the streets. I've got a job for you, and 3 months later, you are a human being.
Sure, you sorted.
Anton. Whereas we don't practice the same nature as black people.
Yeah, as black people,
The
we see
same
each other as a
thing goes,
competition. Dog.
and that's why I'm mentioning this, because yes, it sometimes feels like when you feel like entitled, to be
Assisted.
assisted. But let me tell you, other races do it. So it's that thing, why aren't we?
You know,
you think
for me, yes, I do feel like no one owes you anything.
True.
No one owes you anything.
And that is
no
a
matter,
fact.
No
No matter who they are, whether
no
they're your
matter the
mother, whether your
resources
father,
they
whether your
have.
doesn't matter.
Well, but I do believe you need to help someone, right? And I also do agree on the second question, Akakiso, where he said, would you help someone or your partner with something? I would. I remember I used to date this girl who was an upcoming rapper, right? And I looked at her.
Who, Boiti?
Shit. I would love to date Boiti. I would love to date Boiti. I've seen Boiti. Shit. So I dated this girl, right? And I looked at her, and before dating her, I had ambitions of being an artist manager.
Yeah.
So I've always been a music guy, right?
Yeah.
And there's different things that I've wanted to do, like along the years. Each and every probably 3 years, I want to do something different, right? And I had outgrown that idea of wanting to be an artist manager. But because I was dating her,
Yeah.
I went back to that shit.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do that shit anymore because I had other ambitions at the time.
Sacrifice.
Right? But I was like, fuck it. I mean, she's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I did that thing, and I had a company that I registered already at the time. So I took that management thing and I put it under that goddamn company, right? That's because I wanted to see her win.
Yes.
And if I can assist,
You
I
are.
definitely will.
True.
So I definitely do believe, Jorge, if you can assist,
If you're able
especially
to,
if you
that's
know
the same with
how.
me, Vele. To say, if I'm able to, whether I'm a twaka, whether you're a friend, whether you're a family member, if it's in my spare change, or if it's in my, ability to say, okay, fine, it's king, Dwana, you say you need this, okay, fine, cool, don't worry, I've got you.
Sure.
Then I'll have you.
But you know where this whole thing, what it all comes down to, it comes down to what type of heart you have.
It does.
I guess.
That's plain and simple. What type of heart you
I
have,
guess.
and if you have a good heart, those
And that
people
plays
will
a
see-
big role, eh?
Those people will see that you have a
Yeah,
good
what
heart
you're
in
saying,
helping
what
them.
you're saying is so true. To say,
It's just
Vele,
the heart.
it talks about the heart.
It really does, because I think sometimes you think to yourself, Jorge, if the situation were changed, will that person actually do the same for you?
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't.
Now, in most cases.
And just to go back to what Khwezi said, mentioned beforehand, saying that you can see that I need help. Would you help me?
Yeah.
Would you say it contributes to why this generation is the most depressed? Is it something that contributes to that? Because
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
definitely do think that it contributes. Social media has created this thing of fast life. People think things do come easy,
And
that's
faster.
why there's someone that said, Jorge, the 80s and the late 90s people, they understand the process of building, right? They understand, Jorge, when I'm dating someone, I need to build with them. However, my 2000s, they want someone that's already built.
already
They
established.
don't want to wait for nothing.
Yeah.
Ibile, they will see someone that's building, they're going to call him broke. He's a broke nigga.
Yeah.
So that's because, and I don't even blame them, because I understand how the times that they live in, everything is like this.
They've been
It's
Especially
fast.
with the
Fast forward,
social
yeah.
media.
Yeah.
They've
They
been
just see
programmed
people
to think that
popping.
way.
Yeah.
They just see people popping.
They want someone that's already established.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't want to wait. Runa, maybe it's because we grew up in the age where before social media was a thing, right? You knew hore abutwa mole wa sebetsa and no dula le msadi wa hae and ba dula ko roomong and they're building. The next thing they're moving out, they're moving to a house together as a family. You think the people know. That's why they kill themselves. Muthu tla zama one thing for like 3 months, azami another thing for another 3 months, azami another thing for another 3 months. When these things are not three things are not working, Why polite?
Yeah,
Nothing is working for me.
it's a dead end.
Nothing is
I think-
working for
Yeah.
me.
The pressure is also just unrealistic.
The pressure and patience.
Yeah.
This generation has no patience and
At all.
attention spans. That's what's killing us, and those things are from social media. Society
Yeah,
and social media are the biggest
But
reasons why.
I think society
people are like
and
this.
social media are painting such an untrue image of how life should be.
Yeah.
It goes back to that fast thing, Yori. Like patience, like you say, like what I told tomorrow. I want to start a business today. In a month, I should be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Practically. I want to get rich now. But I think social media also plays such a dirty role in making people feel like it's possible in a very short space of time. I'm talking. The images that you see on social media of people, I remember hearing somebody saying, you hear motivational speakers talking about how I started a business with one egg. Well, now I've got a chicken farm. You know what I mean? I started a business selling eggs. You know, I used to boil them. I used to sell them in the streets. Now I have to have a chicken farm. Like, honestly speaking, I will go at motivational speakers. Sometimes they are very untrue in what they say. I think
Sure.
they're just selling it for the purpose of trying to get everybody thinking that it's that immediate possible to get it happening. But there's so many stages that are not spoken about.
Hey, they
It goes
need a
back
job.
to a conversation that we once actually had on the podcast where I was like, a lot of people never tell you the stories where they suffered, where they walked a mile to get to a job, where they walked whatever, they were peeling. They will never tell you the dirty and sad stories. They only want to show you the limelight. Now it's that thing, I've made it, I'm a boss, I'm a big shot, whatever.
They're
They'll
painting a certain storyline for themselves.
Yeah.
I
Whereas
think
they
it goes
don't
back
tell
to
the whole storyline.
Yeah, I think it goes back to marketing as well, because now people don't want to sit there and listen to your sob story.
Exactly.
They want to get to the point where
Yeah.
you got
Social
rich.
media,
People are attracted
Yeah.
to beauty as
social
opposed
media,
to
it promotes people that have that fast lifestyle,
Yeah.
so that everyone can see that fast lifestyle
Exactly.
and think that's the norm, whereas it's not.
I think everybody's attracted to the glamour
Yeah.
as opposed to the poverty.
Because it could have taken you 10 years, a decade to
Yeah.
get to where you are, but
Yeah.
you're not going to sell that because now people don't want to wait a decade
Yeah.
to get to
Exactly.
the riches,
You're
the
gonna make
glamour.
it look like Witty King.
Exactly.
I started yesterday
Yeah.
and today here.
Yeah, so it's like a marketing strategy to say
Yeah.
that I did this 3 years ago and I'm here now,
Yes, you are.
whereas in reality it took them 10
Yes,
years.
Exactly.
And then you see these small cases where people pop up in three months, and then that's all you see, and
Yeah.
you think that
That's how long it took.
that's how it should be. Whereas the norm, it takes time, and then
does.
that's the thing that erases patience away from people, because then the patience goes out the window, and
You're
now you
right.
think I just need 3 months to focus and to succeed. Whereas it's all different.
But it's
for everyone.
creating a terrible society. Because
That's
now
what
we are
it is. It's
we are
already
literally
terrible.
It's already terrible. Yeah, we're literally
getting-
a terrible
it's just
society
getting
whereby
worse and
now
worse.
we despise anything that just has to do with like patience, has to do with like working on, like you just said, Onano or thinking people want self or already built people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking wait for you to now start, you're starting your building. Fuck that shit.
And when I'm at
I want a
2000
person who's already built.
My 2000, they will, especially girls, they will never date their peers.
Never.
They will never date their peers because their peers are broke. Just
Their
like
peers-
them.
exactly.
Still in school.
You
Still in
both
school.
broke. We're both struggling. They don't want to
Bruh,
struggle.
they don't want to
with me.
struggle, bruh.
Bro, both of us
Hi,
are
dog.
broke. Mara, she's going to call you a broke nigga.
Yeah,
You're the one that's
practically.
broke.
It's funny how like broke people are calling others broke.
That's crazy.
Like ona mali. Ngisenza ngawe.
And I'm looking at this situation and I'm thinking to myself, shit is just going to get worse.
It is.
Yeah.
Shit is just
like
going to get
our
worse.
climate in society is really it's getting terrible. And if we don't curb it now, I'm telling you, bro, like you will see a lot of more deaths because of just depression. Imagine when as a guy now you can't get a girl because all girls want a rich motherfucker.
They will tell you on social media, stay away from girls.
Bro, I remember
you're broke.
seeing something like that to say, if you're broke, stay out of relationships. Meaning, you don't deserve love.
You can't be in love. if
You can't be in love if you're broke.
Imagine now.
And love is a need, dog.
Oh,
It's on the first stages of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Imagine they bautima love, boss.
because of chalet.
Hana nyungu ntwana. Hana chelete mfana. Wila
Sometimes-
chuso mtaku ngare. Hana chelete mfana. Hana chelete.
Sometimes you need this person in order for you to have that drive.
Malebona botuso ke bona ba creator masepa ana.
I feel like
Hana chelete ntwana ka fana gita. Hana chelete.
Oh, it's a joke.
Bruh.
social media and society has created a very false narrative of having money can get you anything, whereas sometimes some people can actually bank on love being a substantial thing to a
Exactly.
relationship, like
Exactly.
motivation. Like having love can actually give you motivation
Exactly.
from the right partner.
Exactly.
So if I were to ask, like, do you think influencing is has now become a form of retirement? Because now people want to get famous now, want to get rich now, because they feel like influencing or being on a social media platform can get them to places that they themselves can't
Wouldn't
get.
have gone
Yeah.
to if they were just doing
If
the
they were
normal
if they were doing
life
the normal life.
or day-to-day job type
Yeah.
of thing.
I think so.
I think okay, when you say retirement, I think it could just be part of retirement because now that's what it is. But you are literally just wanting the easy way out. And it's very easy to just stand in front of the camera and take a photo or take a video. And as opposed to going to like a 9 to 5 where you are there the whole day. It takes you an hour to maybe just create a content on a daily basis. Whereas 9 to 5 is way longer. So to answer your question, yeah, it is, but I think on the other hand, I can also safely say that the level of unemployment in the country could also be the reason why everybody just wants to now see how they can make $1 from the comfort of their home.
I also think it's where the money's at. So wherever there's money, people always
Will be drawn.
yeah, they always want to go to that side.
Yeah.
Now you hear of streamers making more
Yes.
money than doctors,
Yeah.
lawyers, and all these people, and they view it as a job. Oh, I just need to sit down in front
Yeah.
of a camera
And just
then I
talk.
make
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Exactly.
Now they viewed it as a lifestyle they should
Yeah.
go after. So because it's where the money's at, people will always
Be drawn to it. Yeah.
choose to go into that direction.
Because I also see the content that is being put out there. You know, there's some people where you can see, like even yourself when you're streaming on, when you're going through your For You page
Yeah,
or
your
TikTok,
feeds
you
and
can
you
see
know,
that
yeah.
no man, this person is just posting because of the sake of posting.
Yeah.
They're just talking rubbish,
Yeah.
basically at this point,
Yeah.
because now this is a topic that can potentially get them views, can potentially
Yeah.
get them followers. So
Followers,
they
yeah.
just post
Yeah,
for the
but they
sake
don't have
of
direction.
They don't have direction.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
post for the sake of what's trending now.
Yes.
So I feel like it could be people that are going in that direction, as you said, as you mentioned before
Yeah.
that. It could be the easiest way out.
Yes.
You
Now
know,
I
for
can
me-
get famous now.
Yes.
Than having to work for it.
Work for it. Sure.
Yeah.
You know, for me, this influencing thing is crazy because a lot of these influencers, they're not influential.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Just because you have numbers, it doesn't mean
It doesn't mean
whether
you're
you have
influential.
influence.
You're not making a difference in
It
somebody's
does
life.
not mean you have influence.
Because influence is to influence. Like you need to make a difference in someone's life. You need to play a role.
The influence shouldn't just be on social media. Like most of these people, you can see them walking in the streets and they have no influence on the real world.
Yeah,
exactly.
So the
Yeah.
influence should go beyond social media
Exactly.
as well. Which, like you were saying, like it's
Yeah,
not
there's no
there.
influence.
There's no
Yeah, you know,
influence.
you are literally just drawing numbers.
Social media
Yeah.
person that has numbers.
That has
That's
numbers,
it.
yeah.
After
You're
we
not
sc-
influenced because
after we
influence is such a
scroll-
strong word to say you're an influencer.
I feel like
After we
they,
When you're an
Scroll past the
influencer,
video.
exactly.
I feel like
You
you're
should-
chasing.
I should be able to draw something from what you
Exactly.
are carrying in that video.
I feel like at this point they're not even chasing to be influencers.
Yeah.
They don't want to influence people
Yes.
or change people's
Yes.
lives.
Exactly.
They're just
It's the
chasing
money.
the
It's the
algorithm
money.
of what that platform is looking for.
Is looking for,
I'm
yeah.
looking for numbers.
Exactly.
This certain number will get you this type of views. This certain numbers will get
Yeah.
you this type of payment.
Yeah.
They're not there to actually change people's lives. They're not, because to influence somebody,
It's
as you
when,
mentioned,
it
is
should.
to change.
It's to change,
someone's mindset, someone's life, someone's
In the
everyday-
positive, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they're not really
Doing that,
if they don't
then-
have a presence,
Yeah.
then they're not really an influencer.
Exactly.
They're just chasing an
The
algorithm.
biggest problem is that we're making the wrong people famous. That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is. Like most of these people that are famous, who are their supporters? Little kids. And when you look at them, is this a person I would like my kid to
Follow.
follow
Yeah.
and
And
try and
be-
see
and
as
be
a
led
role
by,
model?
Yeah.
And when you really look at it, it's not.
It's
These
the
people are
opposite.
bad influence.
they are bad.
The influence that they have is bad.
It's terrible.
It's very bad.
And
It's
they-
killing.
and
it's
You're
killing
so right.
society.
Like you're so right. Like
So-
Selling a lifestyle.
the influence
Yeah.
is bad influence.
Yeah, they do have influence, but it's
But it's
not
terrible.
The,
It's
it's
the
a terrible
opposite.
one.
Chasing the numbers and what the platform is looking for. That's what they are there for.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because I can
influence.
tell you.
Someone is actually doing something better.
Yeah,
It's not there.
true,
Exactly.
true.
Because I can tell you right now, for a lot of these influencers, whenever they promoting this whatever product that they have to promote, they're not
They don't use them.
convincing people to go and buy that thing. It's just them putting that thing in front of their followers so
Yeah.
that their followers can see it, and that's it.
And then they get their
There's
money.
not a large number of them that are saying, "Oh shit, because it's Huitsuone,
Yeah,
I'm buying it."
yeah.
Because Pella, if you're influencing, I should buy it because it's you. You're
Mm.
influencing me.
Practically.
But I'm just seeing this thing after who promoted these products. I'm just scrolling past. I
You
can't
don't even
remember.
know the product.
Yeah,
They
true.
just think you're gonna buy it because of the person.
Yeah.
I promote that. Hey, because you promote Waki Mang Mang, you need
True.
to buy it now. Whereas you don't know nothing about the product.
But now that we're talking about influencing, like I think businesses, companies, and like brands, let me rather say, have also become so into the influencers. Like they literally depend on influencers. I mean, 15 years ago, adverts did not have like
Yeah.
celebrities.
That's
like,
true.
like there's no longer hard work in promoting a particular
Yeah.
product.
It's the
All
new
they do
age.
is what? They look for the most famous person. They put him on a poster, on a banner,
Yeah.
on a billboard, and that person is literally selling the brand.
It's the new age.
They no longer they don't even have like the best slogans anymore. They don't have like the catch.
They don't even put a
Oh.
caption.
They don't have captions anymore. They just put a person's
Slogans-
face and they
slogans have
put
fallen off. Yeah.
slogans have fallen off.
Oh.
Like you don't have slogans anymore, which is like such. It's like I think it's just poor from just brands.
It's laziness as well.
It's laziness, yeah. It's laziness to say, okay, you know what? We're gonna just put a famous person. They like him. We're gonna put him there. It'll draw us numbers for customers to buy this brand. Which I feel is like it's just poor management because we come from an era where ads were like the best. You look at an ad, you think, shit, this is beautiful. This
The
is
creativity.
beautiful marketing.
Now-
And I'm sorry to mention this ad, and I feel like it is one of the best marketing strategies. Né? There's two of them. One of them was a BMW ad where the BM is literally just driving around in curves, like the road is like curvy. Né? And their slogan in that ad was built to beat the bends. Bends as in we are bending with the road. You get what I mean? But it sounded like Mercedes Benz. On top. This is the quality of adverts that I'm talking about. To say whatever. You get what I mean? And then there was also another one where I don't know what brand car it was, but it was like better than, and then there's that sound, yeah, a golf club going inside the hole, like Kilabon. You know when you hit a golf ball and it goes inside the hole?
Yeah.
There's that sound. And literally that brand was literally teasing VW to say this is much better than
Whoever thought
Golf.
about that BM one, they need a promotion.
you get what I
bro.
mean? But that's where when you said laziness, this is exactly what it is.
Even, there's no more creativity.
There's no longer
They
creativity.
just put a famous
They just put a face, then you know.
advertisers currently.
Yes, I was just about to say,
Nando's.
Vele. They are the ones that are still carrying the adverts. They're like the proper advertising. They have not lost it. They don't need anybody's face there. They're doing it from just like their captions, like you said. The captions are squeaky fucking clean, proper. I wanna know how we've lost it. But anyway, guys, I think we've done a number on this episode.
We have.
Did any of you want to wrap up or say anything else
Nah,
before
we
we
good.
call it?
Now we
All
got
right. Bandits, street squads. We're talking to bandits. Thank you very much for tuning in. Global Streetz Live. Thank you for your support. We need more of it. And we are out of here.
Yeah.